korang pernah dengar tak pasal Hassan Brothers?
So the question is, how is this related to NDP? Aku dah kena letak off topic 2 kali
Off topic ke? Ni talking about NDP kan, and talking about apa tu orang kata Singapore lah maybe okay lah, maybe aku ada kongsi sikit. Kalau korang don't mind, aku nak kongsi sikit this a piece of history lah. Okay, a piece of history in Singapore. Okay, korang pernah dengar tak pasal this cerita about the Hassan Brothers? Aku find it very, apa tu orang kata, interesting lah, this piece of story. Okay, one thing aku nak cakap, this story is about is a crime history lah. It's about crime history in Singapore. Okay, pasal cerita dia I ada macam will be a cause of how Singapore is being governed.
Oh, is it?
So ada dia punya is a game changing event incident. Unfortunately lah. So this cerita is about the Hassan Brothers. Dia ada 2 beradik, Wahab Hassan dengan Mustafa Hassan. Okay, diorang memang time tu in the bill after Singapore independent in 1965 kan. So in the 70s Singapore rabak duk. Kira dia punya gangsterism, dia punya secret society, dia punya crime during that time memang aku tak tahu macam mana polis that time nak handle lah. Tu baru nak starting of independent of Singapore. So this Hassan Brothers, dorang kira infamous lah. Dorang well known lah pasal dorang punya armed robberies, and also dorang gun smuggling. So cerita dia okay, prior to this incident this one incident, abang dia yang Wahab Hassan was in jail dekat Changi Prison because of armed robbery. Lepas tu somehow dia dapat escape tau. Dia dapat keluar from Changi Prison. Dia dapat keluar. Lepas tu terus got another scene. Adik dia Mustafa Hassan, pasal time tu tengah confronted by an inspector, by a police lah. Lepas tu terus ada macam balas tembakan, Mustafa Hassan tembak kena neck, polis tu punya neck. Dia survive tapi kira macam paralyzed ke apa aku tak sure, tapi he survive lah. So tapi polis tu dapat balas tembakan, then Mustafa Hassan pun kena tembak. So dia dapat lari lah. Dia kena tangkap.
Siapa tangkap?
Yang Mustafa
tangkap. Okay.
Ya, dia dapat tangkap. Okay, initially dia dapat lari balik rumah. Tapi terus dia kena kepung. Kepung, dia dapat kena tangkap. Okay. Then ni cerita aku rasa boleh buat cerita Netflix lah. Dia kena hantar dekat Thomson Hospital pasal dia dah wounded kan. Lepas tu abang dia
ada escape tu. On the same day.
Yeah, on the a few days later, abang dia Wahab Hassan pergi raid to hospital sat. Raid to hospital nak selamatkan adik dia. Diorang dapat keluar. Diorang dapat keluar, dapat tarik adik dia keluar. Diorang keluar terus for a few days jadi ni manhunt polis semua cari Lepas tu end up diorang lari end up sampai dekat ni Jalan Kubur, dekat Victoria Street sana. Sampai dekat jalan Kubur, diorang dah kena kepung di situ berada, diorang dah kena kepung, dah kena cornered polis semua dah keliling. So okay, ini unfortunate the ending part. Pasal dia tembak adik dia.
Siapa tembak?
Abang dia yang Wahab Hassan tu. Pasal dia orang kena cornered, dia orang tak boleh lari. Dia tembak adik dia yang mati. Lepas tu dia tembak diri dia.
Asal?
Dia tak nak kena tangkap dia orang tak nak kena tangkap. Kira tu dah dia orang kena cornered dekat Jalan Kubur. So that's why ada sejarah dia dekat Jalan Kubur tu. Aku dapat tahu pasal this piece of information, piece of story pasal time tu aku tengah working on this area. Pasal kerja lah. Then aku need to do some research. Then aku found out about this crime history lah. Macam dia punya scene semua macam is unfortunate tapi macam interesting interesting. Lepas tu terus actually yang dorang dua mati tu actually ada dua teori. Pasal polisnya report cakap abang dia tembak adik dia, lepas tu abang dia tembak diri dia. Tapi court punya ni surat cakap both of them kira tembak diri sendiri lah. These are the things yang because of this happened in 1972 tau. So 1 year later 1973 baru Singapore buat this armed offensive act So baru diorang buat this armed offensive act in 1 year later because of the incident. So the year before actually orang-orang biasa boleh own guns. Boleh Zak. So because of his incident, then diorang baru buat this act, criminal act. Sebab when I was doing this research, aku makin tertarik dengan cerita dia. Aku did some asking aku tanya around lah. Lepas tu aku dapat tahu the brothers ni, dorang they were regarded as macam Robin Hood tau. Dekat certain kampung. Pasal dorang macam aku rasa pun pasal dorang nak sembunyi lah. Dorang nak sembunyi dari polis. Jadi orang-orang kampung ni then dorang macam kasih duit lah. Kasih orang-orang kampung ni macam kasih macam habuan ni. Just to let them stay. Macam kira macam tak dapat kesan dengan polis-polis lah.
Okay.
So ini yang aku dengar and aku dapat this piece of information from 2 orang. Maybe aku tak payah cakap lah. So when I did my interviews, aku dapat this piece of information lah, which aku find it macam interesting macam yalah kita tahu salah tetap salah lah, crime is a crime lah, kita tahu, tapi this part of story and aku dapat tahu juga macam how both of them really love each other tau, abang dan adik ni. Macam dorang really rapat. So there's another part of the story yang mungkin orang kata mainstream will not expose lah. I don't know if I'm in trouble or not for exposing this, tapi I find
is it can be found on Google?
Yang pasal this Robin Hood ni, aku rasa tak.
Okay. It's just
it's just like orang kata perception from certain people. Perception from certain people. Sebab
but some people will think it's as a bribe.
Yalah. Macam bribe lah, tapi yalah pasal diorang dapat habuan lah kan, dapat duit ke apa. Sebab to back up those stories, bila aku research balik cerita ni, bila the brothers kena tangkap, diorang pergi polis cari all the macam duit-duit yang diorang dah rompak. Diorang cuma jumpa 10 ke $20 saja. 10 ke $20 saja.
Sikit satu.
So yang duit lain semua mana pergi? So I don't know lah. So maybe kalau tak tahu, mungkin kalau korang ada pernah dengar cerita-cerita ni, maybe boleh kongsi-kongsi sikit lah. So these are the stories, incident yang apa tu orang kata
shape Singapore.
Shape Singapore and buat how the law and the apa tu orang kata the governance, legislative semua be in place.
Come to think of it, kalau macam that incident never happen, then the so-called the arms and gun system in Singapore still in place.
There sure be other people who do it.
Mungkin there will be another incident
lah.
There will be another incident, cuma tak tahu when lah. So is
the question is, how is this related to NDP?
Alamak, ini pasal yalah I say this is Aku rasa this story macam jarang diperbincangkan lah pada aku.
Kau imagine diorang buat show NDP pasal ni.
Oh sih. Tapi macam cakap ni cerita boleh buat Netflix lah.
Kan, aku bila baca balik, aku tengok so ini macam fitting for like a drama movie punya series ke apa.
Tapi ending dia takkan dia tembak terus Okay lah, boleh lah.
Yalah, maybe that's the tragic lah.
Yeah,
That's the tragic ending lah.
Like you say lah, macam Robin Hood punya style lah. Kau cakap dia punya crime is only robbery only kan?
Diorang robbery lah. Diorang rompak.
Maybe can be believable lah. Kalau if they're involved in other crimes, maybe like drugs or what lah.
Diorang rompak. Betul. And actually aku discover about this story in 2010. Lepas tu aku notice macam banyak orang macam it's like it's a taboo thing tau. Aku tak nampak banyak orang talk about this. Until recently baru CNA buat dokumen on this. Yeah. CNA ada dokumen. Dekat Netflix ada kalau korang tengok. Dekat Netflix korang tengok Brothers in Arms.
Brothers in Arms.
Netflix ada ambil. It's a CNA punya dokumen. Documentary.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean this is something yang during the independence of Singapore kan. We're talking about how it's related kan, macam we are talking about this is how the independence of Singapore, and after that apa yang dorang the cabaran, the struggle yang dorang tempuhi during that period. Kan?
So NDP korang dapat tengok fireworks?
Tak.
Kau tak dapat?
Aku tak dapat.
Nampak apa dia punya tu daripada luar dia?
Dia dekat luar kan?
Kat luar lah. No lah, dalam dia memang ada. Dalam sikit lah dalam.
Tak nampak sah.
Aku nanti
pasal kau sit sini kau nampak dia punya sky. Aku punya tak nampak langsung sah.
Yes, actually that's why people keluar around 7 plus tahun dah start keluar. Semua pergi piknik kat luar. That's why kita tengah halau people.
Aku rasa tu more untuk macam orang-orang yang kat luar lah to enjoy.
There's one part actually is nearby. Basically macam kau di sini, this wall here kan, belakang tu that's where they shoot the fireworks. You can actually stand there, take video of the fireworks shooting from there.
Okay.
So orang tak dapat tengok fireworks is actually outside lah. Based on the Padang last few years, there are some fireworks at the Padang itself, but most of it is at the Bay Area lah. So it's all tu.
True.
Korang disappointed tak? Tak ada macam mobile column?
Tak lah. It's okay lah. Aku okay lah.
Itu more untuk Padang kan. Kalau kat Padang baru diorang buat kan.
Padang floating platform semua ada.
I mean it's more to the likings of the children lah. They like to see soldiers punya ni.
True.
Yeah,
I mean, I got a few people actually approach me say, where's the mobile column gonna go through? So this year no mobile column.
Rasa takut rosak, track rosak tak?
Probably lah, because the road is not. Don't think there's a road big enough.
Yeah.
I don't think there's an entrance for them for the stadium.
True. So sekarang, and also sekarang ni kita ada sambut racial harmony racial harmony. So korang tahu tak dia punya cerita di sebalik racial harmony ni macam mana?
Pasal racial riot lah.
Pasal
racial riot lah.
Ya, pasal riot kan. Okay, aku ada cerita.
Aku nak kena letak off topic 2 kali
off topic ke?
Kalau asal sorry sikit.
It's about independence of Singapore.
Ceritakan.
So kita celebrate, kita dapat orang kata tu dapat enjoy lah macam this racial harmony Tapi the story behind it macam memang really pun unfortunate lah. It was in 1964. Just 1 year before Singapore, just 1 year before Singapore independence. So during that time, Singapore masih under Malaysia lah. So there was Maulid Nabi, ada Maulid Nabi. So orang-orang Melayu Islam kita buat perarakan lah. So it was a peaceful perarakan from Padang. From Padang, dorang march jalan sampai from Padang dorang jalan towards Geylang area lah. Paya Lebar, Geylang. So what happened was ada from outside ada botol kaca ada orang dah campak into the crowd, into the perarakan. So kena one of them lah, injure one of them. So then from gitu start lah.
Just from one bottle
Yes, from gitu start gaduh. Pasal yang watching semua orang-orang Cina, yang tengah jalan semua orang-orang Melayu. So jadi gaduh lah Melayu Cina. Gaduh and rabak tau dia punya gaduh. Dia punya ni memang violent lah. Okay, pasal this piece of story is a bit special sebab family aku ada kat situ.
Family kau? Ni lama sekali.
Ya.
Kau punya descendant lah?
Aku punya atuk lah.
Ancestors lah?
Aku punya atuk, nenek dengan bapa aku.
Kau family sekarang macam mana sih?
Aku punya macam back to the future. Okay. Macam aku punya arwah atuk, nenek dengan bapa aku. Pasal bapa aku kampung dekat Lorong Kuaman tau. Dekat Geylang. Lorong Kuaman now is Wisma lah. Wisma Geylang. Now known as Jalan Kuaman. Dulu Lorong Kuaman. So kampung bapa aku kat situ. So what happened was atuk aku from outside dah nampak dia punya kecoh. Dah nampak dia punya kecoh. Atuk aku lari balik rumah. Lari balik rumah, make sure satu family ada dekat rumah. Anak-anak dia semua dekat rumah. Habis dia tengok bapak aku tak ada dekat rumah. Pasal bapak aku pula time tu dia suka macam dengan kawan-kawan dia. Time tu dia suka pergi, kalau sekarang apa is called Darul Arkam yang tempat convert. Dulu is a theater. Dulu is Galaxy Theater. Dulu Galaxy Theater tempat wayang. So tu tempat dia orang macam hang out lah. Terus tok aku balik tengok bapak aku tak ada. Diorang panggil tu bapak aku Udin mana. Terus nenek aku cakap tadi keluar dengan kawan-kawan. Terus tok aku pergi cari lah. Cari pasal takut. Pasal the riot is coming towards Paya Lebar, towards Geylang tau. Dia punya riot tu. So dah nak dekat dengan kampung bapak aku. So nasib baik saya dapat jumpa. Dia berjumpa bapak aku dengan kawan-kawan dia dekat that area. Terus panggil balik. Balik ada gaduh. So, lepas tu time tu dia cakap ada apa Black Maria. Diorang panggil Black Maria. Pasal dulu kereta polis. Orang dulu panggil kalau diorang nampak kereta polis atau kereta prison, diorang panggil Black Maria. Cakap Black Maria. Terus mula lari balik rumah. So bila arwah nenek aku ceritakan ni macam exciting ni cerita. Exciting. So pasal that riot was very violent. I think around 30 plus mati that riot 30 plus mati and hundreds were injured. So yalah. So that incident also part of history of Singapore lah. And aku rasa kita patut tahu, anak-anak kita patut tahu. And that's why kita dapat orang kata celebrate, enjoy sekarang punya racial harmony. So I feel, aku rasa kita tak kira lah apa bangsa kaum kita just apa tu orang kata together lah.
We live in harmony lah.
Yes, harmony. We celebrate together lah.
And I think dalam in this celebration NDP pun people are like macam united.
Yes.
You know, like forget all about races or what.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Well.
Panjang tu COVID story.
Thanks Ali for the stories.
Terima kasih.
I mean it leads up to how we are today.
True.
Okay. So guys.
So we're gonna wish Singapore the 61st birthday.
61st
lah. 61 lah.
Ya betul.
First birthday.
61st.
First birthday. Siapa yang kurang enjoy lah dia punya DP nanti. Dia boleh talk to.
Anything they should look out for? Pasal that is going to be aired on TV, right?
Yes.
So anything they should look out for?
Pada aku Asnida Daud punya performance on Orang Laut. Apa nama lagu dia? Auk Kita.
Aku tak tahu.
Okay.
Diorang patut buat movie pasal Orang Laut tau.
Okay, then apa? Ada drone show, Iman Fandi nyanyi.
Oh ya ni Jasmine Sissoko.
Aku dengar dia ganti
tinggi tu.
Okay lah,
ada cakap lagi.
Jasmine Sissoko kenapa buka dia punya mask
Rimas ke?
Rimas
Dulu dia pakai mask tau.
Dia punya style lah. Dia punya tu
signature.
Siapa yang tahu boleh ni tak just kasih
nanti aku tanya.
Ya please. Aku dah lama nak tanya dia.
Kau dah major pasti.
Pasal dia suka pakai mask tau, macam style lah. Macam dia punya
signature lah.
tu signature. Lepas tu tiba-tiba dia buka.
Rimas
Kenapa,
lah, panas lah.
Ya.
Okay, so
Okay. So that's it for us. So this NDP special.
watch out for the NDP in 2 days time.
Yeah, tulis time. Correct. Okay, so itu je. See you again. Assalamualaikum. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Apa nyanyi lagu?
We are Singapore. We are Singapore. We will stand together. Hear the lion roar. This is my country. This is my flag. This is my future. This is my life. This is my family. These are my friends. We are Singapore, Singaporeans. We are Singapore, Singaporeans.
Okay, that was good.